Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shrunvanutibhisida Sadanam Shri Mahaganadipataye Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dear friends, we are reading the Avatarika for this 20th mantra of this first valli of first adhyaya. The mantra is like this: Yayam prete vichikitsa manushye asti ityeke. That mantra we have to read. Before that, we are reading this Avatarika. I think I have read the first line of that Avatarika, which talks about Atma, basically to distinguish what has been told earlier in the earlier portion of the Veda. The earlier portion of this Veda, he is not only referring to this particular 19 shlokas which have gone by, he is also referring to this mantra Brahmana portion of this Veda. This particular Upanishad, it belongs to Krishna Yajurveda, that's what we have seen. And in that Krishna Yajurveda, there is a mantra portion, there is a Brahmana portion. In that mantra portion, various lyrics are there, various hymns are there, not lyrics, various hymns are there in praise of various deities. And then these Brahmana portions, they explain as to how these hymns or how these mantras have to be used in various contexts. So they are in connection with all these rituals. So that portion has gone by. Now he is distinguishing the text, the forthcoming text, by saying that this is something relating to Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya. What all has gone by has to do with karma. Now the forthcoming text is about Atma Vidya. So that is what he has distinguished. And he has also told as to what is the speciality of that Atman. Atma is something where Vidhi Pratishedhartha, this is something which is not a Vidhi Pratishedhartha Vishayam. Then there is nothing like Kriya Karaka Phala Adhyaropa Lakshana Shunyam. There is nothing like this Kriya, Karaka, Phala, all these differences are not there. In Atma, that division itself is not there. That Bheda Drushti is not there. Bheda Drushti is there only at the Vyavaharika level, only at the transactional level, not at the level of that, not at the absolute level. So that is how Atma has been told. We read this line: Kriya Karaka Phala Adhyaropa Lakshana Shunyam Atyantika Nishreyasa Prayojanam. Atyantika Nishreyasa Prayojanam is this portion we read or not? Okay. Atyantika means without failure. Definitely it is going to give you Nishreyasam. Nishreyasam is that ultimate goal. That is what is called moksham. That is going to be given by Jnanam. Jnanadeva mokshaha. Then Vaktavyam iti uttaro granthaha arabhyate. The forthcoming text is going to start like that. Then let us read this Bhashyam. Tam yetam artham dvitiyavara praptyapi Kruta akrutarthatvam trutiyavara gocharam atmajnanam antarena akhyayikaya prapanchayati iti akhyayikaya prapanchayati. So he is going to establish that what all you have done, it is only akrutarthatvam. Akrutarthatvam means it has not achieved the desired result. Krutarthata is you have achieved the desired result. Krutarthata, Siddharthata, that is what you have achieved. What exactly has to be achieved by a human being. Akrutarthatva means he has not attained what he has to attain. What he is supposed to attain as a human being, the highest goal is moksha. He has not attained. That is Akrutarthatvam Atmajnanam Antarena. Atmajnanam Antarena means without this Atmajnana, you are definitely you will be in that level of Akrutarthatva level only. You will not become a Krutartha. Krutarthata, when does it come? Krutarthata comes only when you have Atmajnana. Krutarthata will not be there without Atmajnana. Atmajnanam Antarena. Antarena means Atmajnanam Vina. That is, without Atmajnana, you are not going to be a Krutartha. So that is the meaning of this sentence. Tam yetam artham dvitiyavara praptya api akrutarthatvam. Dvitiyavara praptyapi. So, in spite of getting this boon, that second request, the second request was regarding this Agni Vidya, that is regarding, say, identification with that cosmic being. That cosmic being is okay. That is the highest, say, goal. That is the highest thing which a person can attain by all this upasana and whatnot. And that is all. Beyond that is what is called Brahman. So, unless you have knowledge of that Brahman, then there is no Krutarthata. You are still at an unfinished level only. You are not at that finished level. So, that is what is the meaning here. So, Dvitiyavara praptya api aprutarthatvam Trutiyavara gocharam. Trutiyavara gocharam means Trutiyavarena sadhyam. Gocharam means sadhyam. That which is possible only by this. Gocharam means sadhyam, which is possible. By this third boon, third request, he is going to ask that third request. What is that? Atma Jnanam. That Atma Jnanam antarena akrutarthatvam. The akrutarthatvam has to be attached to Atma Jnanam antarena. That is, without Atma Jnana, you are only at that level of akrutarthatva. Iti ityevam akhyayikaya prapanchayati. Akhyayika means this is a story. Akhyayika, in between, in all these Upanishads, there are some small Akhyayikas. Like yesterday I was telling about the Akhyayika of that Raikva who appears in the Chandogya Upanishad. So like that, all these small stories are there basically to explain this philosophical say concepts. Prapanchayati. Prapanchayati means he elaborates. Prapanchana means prapancha. We know this prapancha means world. Prapanchayati means that is he elaborates, he explains. So that is the context and that is the meaning. Yataha purvasmat karmagocharat sadhya sadhana lakshanat anityat viraktasya atmajnane adhikaraha iti tannindartham putradyupanyasena pralobhanam kriyate. So he is just giving a hint of what is going to come. Shankaracharya in this bhashyam, he is just hinting as to what is going to happen, say in the future text. That is, Lord Yama, he is going to attract him. Lord Yama, he is going to lure him by saying, okay, I am giving you this, I am going to give you this, you leave this Atmajnana. Atmajnana is a very tough subject. It is only, say, for somebody who is really a Vairagi. So he is going to lure this boy. So, Purvasmat Karma Gocharat, that is, Karma Gocharat means Karmana Sadhyam, that which is possible by karma, that which is achievable by karma. What is that? Sadhya Sadhana Lakshanat. That karma has something where there is a sadhyam and where there is a sadhana. There is a means and there is an end. All the means may be some yajna, end is some svargaloka, end is some punya, so something like that. So there is a sadhya and there is a sadhana. So the all karma is in that framework. So we are now going beyond that framework and we are going to this Atmajnana, where this Atmajnana is not sadhana sadhyam. It is only something which has to be gneyam, it has to be known. And it is not by a work, it is not by a karma, but it is only by knowledge. So that is the difference. Karma sadhana, karma gocharat, sadhya sadhana lakshanat, anityat. There is another qualification for that. That sadhya sadhana, whatever is achieved by a process, is always anitya. Whatever is achieved, yat kartrukam tad yat krutam tad anityam. Whatever is achieved by a process is something which is anitya, which is temporary, which has only a limited period. You may go to Swarga, but that Swarga is not something which is eternal. It is something which is temporary, and then you have to come back in order to say have the say experience because of this balance of karma. There is a balance of karma. There may be some other bad karma. For experiencing the result of that bad karma, you have to come back. So what all you achieve by this process of karma is temporary. Then anitya. So somebody who is a virakta. Anityad viraktasya atmajnane adhikaraha. So atmajnane, who is the adhikari? Who is the person who is eligible for this atmajnana? The person who is eligible for atmajnana is one who is a viragi. Viragi means who has developed a total dispassion. Who has developed total, say he has just disconnected himself from all these sadhana sadhyas, all these karta, kriya, karaka, phala, all these things he has disconnected himself, and then he is just fit enough. He has purified his mind through the process of yajna, dhanam, tapas and all these things. Not as though he has totally, we are not talking about some atheist or some such man. We are talking about somebody who has gone through all this, process which is mentioned in what we call religion, and then who has purified his mind, and then at some point of time he feels or he realizes that this is not all, I have to achieve something more. So he comes to that stage of mind, and then somebody who is in that state, he is a person who is eligible, who is the fit person to receive Brahmajnana. So in order to see that, then Putradyupanyasena pralobhanam kriyate. So he is going to entice you. He is going to entice Nachiketa. Okay, I am giving you, you ask for so many hundreds of sons, you ask for hundreds of wives, you ask for any amount of any huge empire you want on earth, you want any number of women. So all these things he is going to say. So that we are going to see. Then Nachiketa uvacha Trutiyam varam Nachiketo vrunishva ityuktasan. Ityuktasan. Okay, Nachiketa uvacha. Nachiketa is saying this. Trutiyam varam Nachiketo vrunishva. So that is what we saw in the earlier mantra. Oh Nachiketa, you choose the third mantra. Having been told like that, Nachiketa is asking this. So this is Nachiketa's request, this mantra. Let us read this mantra. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye asti ityeke nayamasti iti chaike etad vidyam anushishtastvayaham varanamesha varastrutiyah yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye. So when a person falls off, when the body falls, then what happens to that body? So that is the vichikitsa. Vichikitsa means samshaya, a doubt. So here vichikitsa means a discussion also, a great debate also. Here in this context, a great debate. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye. Yeyam vichikitsa. Yeyam is ya plus iyam is yeyam. Ya plus iyam means this particular vichikitsa, this particular debate about prete manushye. This prete has to be connected to manushye, and vichikitsa has to be connected to yeyam. Ya plus iyam vichikitsa. Ya iyam vichikitsa manushye prete. So that is how the connection of words has to be slightly changed. Ya iyam vichikitsa prete manushye. Prete manushye means when the body falls, manushya prete sati. Manushya prete sati. That is prete manushye. That is in Sati Saptami it is called. Once the body falls, vichikitsa, the discussion, the great discussion. What? Asti ityeke nayamasti iti chaike. Asti iti yeke. After this, there is something called Atma. After this Atma is going to some other place. There is some Atma which is there, and then it is going to some other place. So that is there, that is one school of thought says Asti, it is there. Asti means Atma Asti. Asti iti yeke. Then na ayam asti iti chaike. Ayam na asti iti cha yeke. Na ayam asti means na plus ayam plus asti. Na plus ayam asti, it is not there. Iti cha yeke. Yeke means some people. Yeke is some people. Asti iti yeke. Some people say it is there. Some people say it is not there. Then etat vidyam anusishtaha tvaya aham. Etat aham tvaya anusishtaha vidyam. Aham me. Tvaya anusishtaha means having been taught by you. Anusishtaha. Anushasanam is teaching. Anushasanam means teaching, or it is actually teaching only. Teaching. Anushasana Parva, in that Anushasana the meaning is different. Anushasana talks about administration. But here of course the context is not administration, it is teaching. Tvaya anusishtaha, having been taught by you, aham etam vidyam, I will know about this. Vidyam is not, it does not refer to vidya. Vidyam means I will know. I will know. With dhatu, vidyam is I will know. So that is it. We should not take it as vidya. So etat aham tvaya anusishtaha aham vidyam. I will know, having been taught by you. Varanam yesha varaha trutiyah. This is going to be the third vara. Varanam out of the 3 varas, out of the 3 requests which I am supposed to make, this is the 3rd request which I am making. So this is a great debate. This is the debate which is going on for eternally. This is one debate. Say what exactly is Atma? Atma is, what is Atma? That is eternally there has been some debate which is going on. That is right from Charvakas. Charvakas we know. Who are these Charvakas? They are the Nastikas. Nastika means we have 2 schools. One is Astika Darshana and one is Nastika Darshana. I have been telling. Astika Darshana is those who believe in the validity of the Veda, authority of the Veda. And Nastika Darshana are those who do not believe in the authority or validity of the Veda. This Charvaka school is one such school. Charvaka means Charu plus Vakaha, Charvakaha. Charu plus Vaka means sweet talk. Charu means sweet. Vakaha, watch. Vak is voice. Charvakaha, sweet tongued people. So this is something, it is very, very pleasant to hear. Okay, there is absolutely nothing there. You yavat jivet, sukham jivet. Ranam krutva ghartam pibet. So that is some of the shlokas which contain the Charvaka philosophy. Okay, you enjoy, you live, enjoy, and then say make merry, and then have all sensory pleasures. And then once you fall off, there is absolutely nothing like heaven or hell or anything. There is no Atma. Whatever you call Atma is nothing but the body. That is called Dehatmavada. Dehatmavada is this body is Atma. And beyond this body there is nothing. So long as you live happily live and enjoy all sensual pleasures. So that is the Dehatmavada. A slightly different school of Charvakas, they say they are called Pranatmavada. There is what is called this energy in the body, this prana. This is the energy, this prana is the what is called Atma. There is another school of Charvakas. But they also say you enjoy, there is nothing wrong. You please enjoy and say pass off. Then the other school is Mana Atmavada. Mind is Atma. So that is another thing. Tarkikas and other people, they say, this Tarkika we know, that logicians, they say Buddhi or Antahkaranam, that is what is called Jnanayatanam, they say. Jnanasya Ayatanam. Ayatanam means that is the Jnana Adhikaranam, sorry, Jnana Adhikaranam Atma, they say. Jnanasya Adhikaranam. Adhikaranam is, that is the locus. That is, they say that Jnana is something which is produced in the mind. Mind produces, mind is something which is there in the body, and then mind produces Jnana. That is what they say. Mind produces body means, the mind is produced in the, mind produces knowledge. That is what they say. Mind produces Jnana. So mind is something which is Jada, that is insentient. And then how can an insentient thing produce what is called Jnanam? But anyway, Tarkikas, they say that this mind is Jnanasya Adhikaranam, Jnana Adhikaranam. Then of course Vedanta says it is not so. All this, what all you see is only Jada. The mind also is Jada. Mind is also something which is illumined by that Chidabhasa. Mind is something which is illumined. The whole thing is illumined by that eternal consciousness. Antahkarana avachinnam chaitanyam jivaha. That is it. That is, what is it? This Chaitanyam is there. Chaitanyam is all pervading. The whole Chaitanya or consciousness. This is something which is getting reflected in what you call Antahkarana. Antahkarana is somewhat like a film. Antahkarana, in fact, Vedanta Panchadashi, you have got one book called Vedanta Panchadashi. There, this comparison of a film is given. So there is a thin film of, suppose there is a glass. Through that glass, red glass, let us say, through that red glass, a beam of light passes. So once the beam comes out, this light also appears red. The light actually is not red. The redness is due to this glass. So our Antahkarana is like that red light or black light, say glass or say white glass, whatever it is. Antahkarana is the thing which is having certain properties. And this Antahkarana dharmas, the properties of this Antahkarana, the properties of this glass are reflected or attributed to that light. Light itself is say colorless, whereas you are attributing the colors of this glass to this say light, properties of this glass to the light. So that is what we are doing. So this Shuddha Chaitanya has nothing to do with all these things. So we are attributing all these properties like Raga, Dvesha and all these things to Shuddha Chaitanya. So Shuddha Chaitanya is only illumining all these things, and then it is as though light is passing through a film. So that is how this Vedanta says. So anyway, so Varanamesha Varastrutiyah. So let us read this Bhashyam. So Yeyam Vichikitsa Samshayah Prete Mrute Manushye Asti Tyeke Asti Sharirendriya Manobuddhi Vyatiriktaha Dehantara Sambandhi Atma Ityeke Na ayam asti iti chaike Na ayam evam vidho asti iti cha eke. Okay. Yeyam vichikitsa. Ya yam vichikitsa. This vichikitsa, this debate, there has been a lot of debate on this thing by various schools of philosophy. So this debate which is there, Prete Manushye, in this dead man, where once the body falls off, not in the dead man, but once the body falls off, whether it is there, whether Atma is there, what is happening to this Manushye, Asti iti eke. Some people are saying that there is something called, what is that? Sharirendriya Manobuddhi Vyatiriktaha. Sharira Indriya Mano Buddhi Vyatiriktaha. That which is apart. Vyatirikta means that which is apart from. That which is apart from the Sharira, Manas, Indriya, Buddhi. So all these levels, that is what we have been talking about this Sthula Sharira, we have been talking about Sukshma Sharira. Though this, and also Karana Sharira. So what is this Sthula Sharira? This Annamaya Kosha. Sukshma Sharira includes this Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and also Vijnanamaya Kosha. I have explained in the earlier classes as to what is Pranamaya Kosha, it is Manomaya Kosha. These are all various, let us say layers or various levels where a person identifies himself. At a very, very initial stage, one identifies with the body. At a slightly better stage, he identifies with the prana. At a slightly higher stage, he identifies with himself with these indriyas and manas. At a slightly higher stage, he identifies himself with that ego, that I feeling, that vijnanamaya kosha. At another stage, he identifies with the karana sharira. Karana sharira, a glimpse of which is found during that sushupti. When that sushupti, the mind and indriyas, all these things, they take rest. The whole thing takes rest, but then he is in a happy state. So that happiness, which is a small reflection, a glimpse of that supreme happiness of that Shuddha Chaitanya, so he gets that Chaitanya, that is what is called the Karana Sharira. So all these things are negated. So apart from all these things, there is something called some Chaitanya, which is illumining all these things, which is actually responsible for all these things, for all our activities. So that is it. Sharira, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi, Vyatiriktaha, which is apart from all these things. Then Dehantara Sambandhi. It is also having some Sambandha. It is also having some connection with Dehantara. Dehantara means another body. It is not as though the body falls off and then it is say committed to ashes and then committed to fire and then it becomes ashes and then that is the end of it. There is something called Linga Sharira, this Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma Sharira is otherwise called Linga Sharira. Linga Sharira, basically Linga means it's an indication. Linga actually means indication. It is an indication that there is something which it is indicative of the presence of a higher thing. It is indicative of the presence of an Atman. So that is why it is called Linga Sharira. It indicates that something more is there. Unless there is what is called consciousness which is attached to this, a consciousness which is illumining this Linga Sharira, this Linga Sharira itself cannot go. Linga Sharira has to go along only when associated with this Atma only. So Linga Sharira, Avachinna Chaitanya, let us say, that is what is transmigrating to another body. So that means that Atma is something which is associated with the Dehantara. Dehantara Sambandhi Atma iti eke. Na ayam asti iti cha eke. It is not there at all. That is how some people say. Na evam vidhaha asti iti chaike. So this type of thing is not there. So some people say like that. Atasya asmakam na pratyakshena napi va anumanena nirnaya vijnanam. So we are not able to say either by pratyaksha or by anumana. Pratyaksha means we are not able to see. Once the body falls off, we are only seeing that the body is committed to fire and then it becomes ashes. We are not seeing any sort of linga sharira which is rising from the body, and like what we see in cinema, we don't see anything pratyaksha. There is nothing pratyaksha. Napi anumanena. And then anumana, what is this anumana pramana? Anumana pramana, we know. Anumana pramana, okay, this is there's a fire and a smoke situation. Even that is not there. Anumana pramana also is something, is an extension of pratyaksha only. It is an extension of pratyaksha. And by anumana pramana, we are only inferring things like swarga, naraka, and things like that. We are just inferring. So apart from that, and beyond that, we are not able to say about this Atma. Atma can be told by Shruti. Pratyaksha and Anumana, where they fail, Shruti comes into picture. We see that Vedanta accepts three things: Pratyaksha, Pramana, Shruti. Shruti and also Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava. Yukti means logic. Logic to what extent? Whatever is Shrutya Viruddha Tarkaha. Shrutya Viruddha means that logic which is not in contradiction to Shruti. So you accept logic so long as it is in consonance or it is in conformity with the Shruti. Shrutya Viruddha Tarkaha. Then Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava. Because Anubhava also is something. There is an Anubhava, there is a Jnani, and then he is in that state of Vairagya, he is in that state of Brahmajnana. So that cannot be denied, that cannot be, ignored. So Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava, all these three things are taken into consideration by Vedanti. So that is what we have to see. So na pratyakshena, na piva anumanena nirnaya vijnanam. Then etad vijnanadhino hi parah purusharthaha ityataha etad vidyam vijaniyam aham anusishtaha jnapitaha tvaya. So he is saying etad vijnanadhino hi Paraha Purushartha. This Parah Purushartha. What is this? Supreme Purushartha. Paraha means not the other one. Paraha means supreme. Paraha Purushartha. Param Purushartham we say. Parah Purushartha means that supreme Purushartha. That is moksha. Supreme Purushartha is etad vijnana adhinaha. It is dependent on this particular vijnana. It is dependent on this Atma Vijnana. Atma Jnana. Atma Vijnana, he is also saying. Vijnana means getting into experiential level, not only at the theoretical level, but experiencing it. Etad vijnana adhino hi parama purushartha. Only when you experience that particular Atman, only when you experience that you are the Brahman, only then that parama purushartha, that is what is that supreme purushartha, is attainable. So that is the meaning. Ityataha, therefore, ityataha means therefore, etad vidyam vijaniyam. Vidyam means I will know. It is not Vidya, it is not the Dvitiya Vibhakti for Vidya. Vidya, Vidyam, not the Dvitiya Vibhakti. Vidyam means I will know. Etad Vidyam Vijaniyam Aham Anushishtaha Jnapitaha Tvaya. So you have to tell me. Jnapitaha, the word Jnapita is also significant. Jnapitaha means reminded. So Jnapakam we know. Jnapakam is something which reminds. Jnapakam. There is a saying which we have seen in Veda, what is this, Gita Bhashya also, Shastram na karakam apitu jnapakam. Shastram, Vedanta Shastram, it is not producing anything new. It is only reminding you. Shastra is only reminding you that you are Brahma. It is only asking you to clean off all the dirt which is accumulated over what you call gold. Gold, you have gold. Or there's a lot of all that black coat has come over that over a period of time, and then Shastra is only saying you please remove all that, you are gold. So that is what Shastra is saying. Shastram na karakam. It is not producing anything new. It is only saying that you are Brahman. So that is why Shankaracharya's use of words also you have to watch. Manusishtaha jnapitaha tvaya. Tvaya jnapitaha. Reminded by you. Anyway, but that is this teacher or Shastram, they are only, their role is that of Jnapakam. Jnapakam is just to remind you. It is there with you. You please discover. So that is it. Then Varanam Yesha Varaha Trutiyaha Avashishtaha avasishta means remaining. This tritiya varaha avasishta. This third boon, this third vara is something which is say pending. So that is it. Okay. Then let us read this. Is there any avatarika for the next mantra? No. Kimayam ekantatah nishreyasa sadhanam. Okay. Okay. There is a one line avatarika. Kimayam ekantatah nishreyasa sadhana atmajnanarha nava ityetat parikshanarthamaha. Aha. Okay. Kim ayam. Ayam means this boy. Ayam means this boy. Kim ayam ekantatah nishreyasa sadhanatmajnanarha. Is he eligible for that atmajnana which is that nishreyasa sadhanam, which is unfailing nishreyasa sadhanam, which is an unfailing tool for moksha. What is this? Ekantatah nishreyasa sadhanam. The correct translation is an unfailing tool, an unfailing means for moksha. So that is what we have to see. Ekantatah means that which never fails, definitely, surely, that is unfailing. Nishreyasa sadhanam, that is a tool or means for moksha, an unfailing means for moksha. Where is this boy eligible, or is he having that mental maturity to receive that? So that is what he is he having that sufficient type of vairagya? So in order to receive that thing, so he wanted to test that. Atmajnanarha nava. Is he eligible or not? Nava means or not. Iti ityetat parikshanarthamaha. So he is saying. So this is Lord Yama who says, Devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura.
Devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura.
Vichikitsitam.
Vichikitsitam pura.
Nahi sugneyam.
Nahi sugneyam.
Anuresha dharmaha.
Anuresha dharmaha.
Anyam varam.
Anyam varam.
Nachiketo vrunishva.
Nachiketo vrunishva.
Mamoparotsihi.
Mamoparotsihi.
Atimasrujainam.
Atimasrujainam.
So I just split and read. I should have read Mamoparotsir Atimasrujainam. Atimamoparotsihi Atimasrujainam. So anyway, this mantra he says. So he says, Lord Yama says, okay, my dear boy, this was debated by Devas also. Devaihi atra api. Devaihi api. That api has to be connected to Deva. Devaihi. Devaihi api. Atra means in this context or on this subject. In this subject, Devaihi api vichikitsitam. Vichikitsitam means lot of debate has gone on. Vichikitsa is samshaya. We saw this ayam prete vichikitsa. Vichikitsa is one important useful word. Vichikitsa is samshaya or the debate, discussion. Vichikitsitam means that which has been debated. Maybe there were many seminars, many sort of many brainstorming sessions about what exactly is this Atma. All these gods sat together and then there was a lot of discussion. Devaihi api vichikitsitam. All these people, they have done a lot of discussion on this. They have a lot of debate on this. Then Pura means earlier, in olden days. Pura, nahi sugneyam. It is not so easily known. Sugneyam. Gneyam is something which is known. Sugneyam means easily known. Na sugneyam means not easily known. That is durgneyam. It is very, very difficult to know. Then Anuhu yesha dharmaha. Anuresha dharmaha. Anuhu yesha dharmaha. Yesha dharmaha. This particular knowledge. Dharma here means knowledge. This particular knowledge is Anu. Anu means, what is Anu? Anu actually means atom. It does not mean that this Vidya is an atom. It is so subtle. It is such a very difficult thing to perceive. It is very subtle, very difficult to comprehend. So that is it. Sukshma. At the Sukshmam is very subtle. Then Anyam varam Nachiketo vrunishva. Hey Nachiketa, Anyam varam vrunishva. You please choose some other thing. Because Ma means mom. Mom means me. Ma means me. Ma uparotsihi. Ma uparotsihi. There are two mas here. One ma means mom, me. Another ma is nishedhartha. Nishedhartha means don't. In Sanskrit, there is one nishedhartha, ma. Ma kuru means don't do. Ma gacha means don't go. So anything like that. There is a, suppose, ma khada. Khada means eat. Ma khada means don't khada. Ma piba. means don't drink. So like that. Ma means it is a nishedhartha. Do not. So that is a nishedhartha. So one ma is mam, me. Another ma is nishedhartha. Ma uparotsihi. Do not press me. Do not pressure me. Do not put pressure on me. Ma uparotsihi. Ati ma srujainam. Mam, again this ma means mam. Ati sruja. Sorry, this second ma is what? Ati sruja varam mam prati. Ati sruja vimuncha yenam varam mam prati. Okay, ma. The second ma is also mam, ati sruja. You please leave. You leave this particular thing. You leave this varam and then you choose some other vara. So that is the general meaning. The small words only connected so intricately. Devaihi atra api vichikitshitam pura. Pura means in olden days. Na hi sugneyam anuhu yesha dharmaha. Then anyam varam nachiketo vrunishva. Oh, you Nachiketa, you select another one. Ma means mam, that is me. Ma uparotsihi, don't put pressure. That nishedhartha you understood, I suppose. Ma means don't. Ma uparotsihi, do not put any pressure. Then ati ma srujainam, this ati has to be connected to sruja. Ma ati sruja means mam ati sruja. You please leave me. Please leave me on this particular point. Don't put pressure on me. So that is the meaning. Let us read this bhashyam. Kimayam, now this line we read. Devaihi api atra etasmin vastuni vichikitsitam samshayitam pura purvam nahi sugneyam sushtu gneyam shrutamapi prakrutair janaihi yataha anuhu sukshmaha yesha atmakhyah dharmaha. Okay, we'll stop here. Then devaihi api, even by gods. Devaihi api means even by gods, not only ordinary people, even by gods. Then atra means asmin vastuni, in this particular context, on this particular subject. Vichikitshitam, samshayitam, that is a lot of debate went on, and then a lot of all these doubts and lack of clarity. Samshayitam means a lot of lack of clarity was there even for the gods. Pura purvam nahi sugneyam. Sugneyam is sushtu gneyam, that is what can be known very well. So history or geography is something which can be known so well. It is not like that. It is not like some history or geography. Na sushtu gneyam shrutamapi prakrutair janaihi. Prakrutair janaihi means by ordinary people, by unrefined people. Prakruta is the opposite for Samskrita. You know that? Samskrita is one word, Prakruta is another word. Sam plus Kruta, that is that which has been refined, is Samskrita. Sam plus Kruta, that Sakara will come in between. It becomes not Samkruta but Samskrita. Then Prakruta is something which is unrefined. So there were some language. There was a Prakruta language, there was a Samskrita language. Prakruta language was the ordinary spoken language of the people. Samskrita, it came out, but not as though it is not totally different from that. Like we have got a Telugu today, in our own Telugu, the street Telugu is totally different from what we write. So it is something similar. So that is what our grammarians did long ago, Panini and others. Panini is about 2600 years old, I told you, about 600 years prior to Christ. Then this gentleman, prior to him also there were many grammarians, but then those grammars are not available. They are available in bits and pieces, but this Panini's grammar is available in its totality, in its full shape. So Panini's Vyakarana, it came in 2000, in about 600 BC. He was a gentleman who stayed in somewhere near present-day Lahore of Pakistan, so somewhere village near Pakistan. So he codified, he made certain rules, and then he standardized the language. He said, no, this word has to be declined in this fashion only. You can't decline it in any other way. So he made certain rules, and even today the same Sanskrit is being followed. This is one of the greatest wonders. In fact, no language stays without any change even for a couple of centuries. But then this Sanskrit language, because it was confined to these scholars, and then it was confined to reading and writing only. Ordinary people were actually speaking another different language. But they were also writing in this Sanskrit language. It so happened that they did not make any changes. So they just followed whatever rules were set up by Panini, and then that is how that language exists even today. Even today Sanskrit scholars, they write in the same language. So this Prakrutair Janaihi means this Prakruta people, those who are unrefined people, they cannot know this nature of Atma. Then Yeshaha Anuhu. Anuhu means Sukshmaha. It is so difficult to know. It is difficult to know, like you can't see an atom with your naked eye. It is something which is very, very difficult to know. It is a very subtle thing. Then Atmakhya Dharmaha. So this Dharma which is with Atma, this Dharma which is called Atma. Then Ataha Anyam Asandigdha Phalam Varam Nachiketo Vrunishva Ma Uparotsihi Uparodham Ma Karshihi Adhamarnam Iva Uttamarnaha. Okay, there are two more words which we have to see here, Adhamarna and Uttamarna. Adhamarna is somebody who is a debtor, D-E-B-T-O-R, debtor. That I take, say, 1,000 rupees from you, I am an Adhamarna. Adhama is lower. That is, I have taken money from you and I am Adhamarna. You have given money to me, you are Uttamarna. You are the creditor. Creditor is called the Uttamarna, and then the debtor is called the Adhamarna. And creditor usually puts pressure on this Adhamarna. Okay, when are you giving my money? When are you giving my money? When are you returning money? So something like that, he will be putting pressure. So don't put pressure on me, just as a creditor puts pressure on a debtor. So that is what Yama is saying. After all, you see this Yama, who is that Lord of Yamaloka and who is a Jnani, but then you also see his Shraddha. Because Yama, he may be a very big man, but it is also his duty. It is also his duty to please an Atithi. It is his duty to satisfy an Atithi. And having given certain varams, having given 3 boons, he can't go back from that. So he has to stand by that word. So you see that overall context and see say how different it is from what we see now. Then Ma uparotsihi. Uparodham ma karshihi. Uparodham means putting pressure. Uparodham ma karshihi. Do not put pressure on me. Adhamarnam iva uttamarnaha. It is not varna. Adhama plus runa becomes adhamarna. Adhama plus runa. Runam is loam. Adhama plus runa. One who is on the negative side of runam. Uttama plus arna. One who is on the positive side of runa. Uttama plus runa becomes uttamarna. Adhama plus runa becomes adhamarna. So it's like that. Then don't put pressure like a creditor puts pressure on a debtor. Then Atisruja Vimuncha Enam Varam Ma Mam Prati. Ma Ati Ma Srujainam. That is how we are splitting it. Atisruja. That Ati has to be connected to Sruja. Atisruja means you leave. Vimuncha. You please leave. Enam varam, leave this particular varam, ma mam prati. Don't ask say this varam from me. So then, eva muktaha Nachiketa aha. Okay, Nachiketa again is saying the same thing. He is again saying, okay, when it is so great, why should I leave? When it is so great, and when I know that you are a person who is capable of telling, how can I leave it? So that is what Nachiketa is saying. Devairatrapi vichikitsitam kila. Vichikitsitam kila. Tvam cha mrutyo. Yanna sugneyamattha. Vakta chasya. Tvadruganyo nalabhyo. Nanyo varaha. Tulyayetasya kaschit. Okay, he says this varam, this particular thing has been, this particular subject has been discussed or debated, or it was a matter of samshaya. It was not even definitely known by the devas. Samshaya, it was all samshaya grasta. So they also, even gods did not fully realize it. Even gods fully did not understand it. So when that is so, then Tvamcha mrutyo yat na sugneyamattha. And you also said, Tvamcha, hey mrutyo, O Lord Yama, Tvamcha, you also, yat na sugneyamatha. You also said about this that this is something which is not easily known. Then vakta chasya asya vakta. Asya means asya vidyayaha vakta. Asya jnanasya vakta. The one who can teach this, one who is capable of teaching this, asya vakta. Vakta means one who can teach, one who can speak. Speak means here teach. Asya vakta, asya jnanasya vakta, that is a person who can teach this knowledge. Tvadruk anyaha nalabhyaha. Tvadruk plus anyaha, tvadrug anyaha. Tvadruk plus anyaha, tvadrug anyaha. That is a person like you. Tvadruk means you are like you. Anyaha, somebody else. There is none like you. So that is what it means. Tvadrug anyaha nalabhyaha. None like you will be found. There is no teacher like you who can be found by me. So that is it. Tvadrug anyaha nalabhyaha na anyaha varaha tulya etasya kaschit. Na anyaha varaha etasya tulyaha. There is no other request which is equal to this. Na anyaha varaha. There is no other varam. There is no other request. Asya tulyaha. There is nothing which is equal to this. Asya kaschit. Kaschit means anything. So there is absolutely nothing which is equal to this. Na kaschid varaha asya tulyaha. That is, there is nothing which is equal to this particular request. The simple shloka, this simple mantra. Let us read this bhashyam. Eva muktaha Nachiketa aha. Devairatrapi etasmin vastuni vichikitsitam kila iti bhavatah eva nashrutam.
Bhavatah eva upashrutam.
Upashrutam, it doesn't matter. Bhavatah eva nashrutam. Your text says upashrutam. Okay, it doesn't matter. So, devaihi atrapi asmin vastuni. In this particular context, devaihi api vichikitsitam kila. Kila means it seems. Kila, when you say it seems, it is said that say devai, even gods, they had doubts regarding this particular subject. Iti bhavatah eva nashrutam. You yourself are saying bhavatah eva nahashrutam means by upashrutam also it doesn't matter. From you only I am coming to know. You are yourself saying that it is something which is a matter of uncertainty. It is something which is uncertain even for gods. Then tvamcha mrutyo yat yasmat sugnyeyam atmatattvam atha kathayasi. Okay, you also saying tvamcha mrutyo yadi asmat na sugnyeyam. You yourself are saying that this is something which is not easily known. Na sugnyeyam. Iti na sugnyeyam atmatattvam atha kathayasi. Atha means kathayasi. You are yourself saying. Atha is dvitiya, madhyama purusha. Madhyama purusha, you yourself have said. You are saying, you kathayasi, atha kathayasi. Ataha, therefore, panditaihi upadeshaniyatvat vakta cha asya dharmasya tvadruk tvattulyaha anyaha panditascha na labhyaha anvishyamanopi. Anvishyamanopi means even if you make search everywhere. Anvishyamanaha. Anveshanam, you know. Anveshanam is searching. Anvishyamanopi. Even if you make a search everywhere, tvadruk means tvattulyaha. Somebody who is equal to you. Tvadruk tvattulyaha is somebody who is equal to you. Anyaha panditaha, another scholar, another atma jnani. Here pandita means not a scholar, jnani, another jnani. Panda, you know, panda atma vishayakam jnanam yasya sa panditaha. One who has that panda, that atma jnanam, is a pandita. So, a pandita like you cannot be found even if you search everywhere. So, that is what he is saying. What is this? Ataha panditaihi upadeshaniyatvat. And this jnanam is something which has to be told by panditas only. All and sundry cannot teach this. Panditaihi upadeshaniyatvat. This is something which is to be told, which has to be told, which has to be taught by an atma jnani itself, by an atma jnani only. Then therefore, asya dharmasya, for this dharma, tvadruk tvattulyaha, somebody who is equal to you cannot be found anywhere, even if you say search all over the world. So that is what he says. Then ayam tu varaha
अयं तु वरः
निःश्रेयस प्राप्ति हेतुः
निःश्रेयस प्राप्ति हेतुः
अतः
अतः
नान्यो वरः
नान्यो वरः
तुल्यः
तुल्यः
सदृशः
सदृशः
अस्ति
अस्ति
एतस्य
एतस्य
कश्चिदपि
कश्चिदपि
अनित्यफलत्वात्
अनित्यफलत्वात्
अन्यस्य सर्वस्य
अन्यस्य सर्वस्य
इत्येवम् अभिप्रायः.
इत्येवम् अभिप्रायः.
So suppose I ask for something else. So that something else has something to do with some kriya only. That something else is only an anitya phalam. You ask, you say, okay, you live for 100 years. And then after 100 years, what will happen? After 100 years, I have to leave. I have to go. Then again, you say, okay, you take 100 wives. So 100 wives, okay, I will enjoy for some time and again I will leave, I will depart this world. So like that, whatever you say, whatever you are likely to give, you are only giving something which is anitya, something which is ephemeral, which is non-eternal. So that is what is it. So, ayam tu varaha nishreyasa prapti hetuhu. This particular varam, this only is going to give me that supreme thing, nishreyasam. Nishreyasam is moksha, that ultimate liberation is attained only by jnana. And ataha na anyaha varaha tulyaha sadrushaha asti. There is no varam, there is no other request which is equal to this. You may give anything on earth, but then there is nothing which is equal to this. So that is what he is saying. Varaha tulyaha sadrusha asti etasya kaschidapi. Etasya kaschidapi means not anything. Anyway, whatever varam you choose, it is not equal to this. Why? Anitya phalatvat. Anitya phalatvat, because all other varams, all other requests, they will only give you anitya phalam. The fruit of it will be anitya, fruit of it will be non-eternal. Then ataha asya sarvasya ityevam abhiprayah. So that is what he is saying. So this whatever you are going to give, that is something which is anitya. So here we are seeing, what we see is the boy Nachiketa, he is also an intelligent man. After all, when a god appears, you should also have the intelligence to ask him the right thing. Suppose a god appears, okay, I will ask for some property, I will ask for something else, I will ask for some rajyam. You are asking for some anitya phala. So it also depends on our own mental maturity. There is an old small joke which I am suddenly reminded of. It seems there was a father-in-law and a son-in-law. The father-in-law was a very rich fellow. And then son-in-law was always wondering as to how he also should become as rich as his father-in-law. Then he asked his father-in-law, what is the secret of your success, and then how is it you are having so much of money? Then the father-in-law incidentally had a lot of thick hair growth on his ears. So he said, it is because of this I am very rich. All this Samudrika Shastra, because of this this thick hair on my ears, that I am very, very rich. Then from that day, this son-in-law started praying to God, and then he did a great tapas. And then ultimately when some god appeared, he said, what do you want? Then he said, okay, my lord, okay, let you give a lot of hair on my ears, like my father-in-law. So like that, so he got a lot of hair but not money. So like that, this is just a case of a small joke to say that a person who appears, who approaches a big man, he should also know what to ask. Because many people, they go to Swamis. Swami, if you go to a Swami and ask him about some doubt from say Bhashyam or Gita Bhashyam or Upanishad Bhashyam, the Swami will be able to say. Of course, good Swami, I am talking about only some good Swamis, not all Swamis. So this Swami, suppose you go and ask something about your family, something about when your child, whether your child is going to pass an examination, or whether you are going to get a male child or a female child. So these things, Swamiji cannot say, nobody can say. He will only say, I will bless you, all my good wishes are with you. He can only say that. So when you go to a big man, we should also know what to ask. So but here we are seeing that this Nachiketa is somebody who is very, very clear in his mind about what to ask, what is not to ask. That is the basic thing. We are talking about this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Sadhana chatushtaya, what is this sadhana chatushtayam? We have come across this word several times. That is 4 types of sadhanas, 4 types of means which are purificatory. This is the preparatory stage for Atma Jnana. So unless you have completed all this, then you cannot go to this Atma Jnana. What are all these preparatory stages? Then Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka, that is the first one. That is the viveka, discrimination as to what is nitya and what is anitya. So in this particular shloka, we are saying that nitya anitya vastu viveka. The subsequent shlokas we are going to see about this vairagya and all that. This particular shloka, this is talking about what is nitya and what is anitya. So this is, the moksha is something which is nitya, and what all you are promising is something anitya. Then Lord Yama is going to offer certain things. You will go to heaven and then you will receive this and that and all that. That is the second one. Viveka leads to vairagya. This sadhana chatushtaya, in that sadhana chatushtaya, in those 4 steps, one leads to the other, one leads to the other. First viveka, discrimination. If you have discrimination, then you will get vairagya. If you don't have discrimination, you will not get vairagya. So, nitya-nitya vastu viveka will lead to iha amutra phala bhoga viragaha. Something, the bhogas, all these things, all these enjoyable things which are available, either in this world or in the next world, you will develop vairagya or dispassion for those things. Then the third one is, once you develop those things, and then slowly, simultaneously it has to go on. What is that? Shamadhi shatka sampatti, shama, dama, uparati, titiksha and all those things. Samadhanam, Shraddha, those things have to be cultivated slowly. And then the last one is mumukshutvam, mokshe ichha. So these are the 4 levels which is considered to be the preparatory stages. Those things we are going to see in the next 2-3 mantras. So Lord Yama is offering this, that, everything. And then this boy, he is saying, no, I do not want all these things. And then we will see how this chap is a sadhana chatushtaya sampanna. This Nachiketa is somebody who is already having all this discipline, all the required discipline, which is the required preparatory stage. So next line, next mantra, let us read. Shatayushaha putra pautran vrunishva bahun pashun hasti hiranyamashwan bhumer mahadayatanam vrunishva swayam cha jiva sharadoya vadichyasi. He is now alluring this boy with Shatayushaha putra pautran vrunishva. So this is something similar to, you see, man always say he desires happiness. And then where exactly is that happiness, that ultimate happiness? What is that ultimate happiness? One has to know. That ultimate happiness is in Atma Jnana only. Ultimate happiness is not in all these things. In English, not in English, in the Western situation, there is one story, something similar to this, but something which is totally opposite. Nachiketa, he is asking for the supreme thing. There is a character called Dr. Faustus. Long ago, we read one play, an English play called Dr. Faustus. It is by one 16th century writer called Christopher Marlowe. He was a contemporary of Shakespeare. So Christopher Marlowe, he wrote one book called Dr. Faustus. So there is a character. He is again a mythological character. Like this, all these characters, these are all say our own representatives. Our own representative means they represent all of us. Sorry, they are not our representatives. We represent them. so in fact, they represent all the human beings. All the human. Say Nachiketa is one fellow, a very, very clever boy. Not clever, but he's a very, very mature boy. Not only mature, he is just fit enough to be a jnani. He is just at that ripe stage. He is in that level. He is in that level. But then there is another type. There is a person called Dr. Faustus, who initially he is on the right path. But then in the Western, in the Christian setup, there is what is called a devil also. This devil comes and lures him. This devil, he is not an Atma Jnani. It is totally opposite of Yama. Yama is not the devil. Yama should not be mistaken for the devil. Yama is an Atma Jnani. Here he is actually he is testing this boy. So there it's a different situation where the devil's job is to win over people from God's side. It is like two parties. There is a God's party and there is a devil's party. So the devil's duty is to win over people to his side. So this fellow, he comes and offers all things to this Dr. Faustus. He offers, okay, I will give you this, I will give you a long life, I will give you what all you want, I will give all riches, and then you have got the capacity to bring anybody Even the dead people you can call, and then you can you can have all types of pleasures, all types of pleasures you want and what not. So Dr. Faustus, he falls for that, and then the devil asks him to sign some bond with his blood. So Dr. Faustus, he takes out some blood from his body, and then he signs, he inks it in his blood. So he has a pact with the devil. Pact means some sort of understanding, some sort of say agreement with the devil, that he will go to hell after this particular tenure is over. So after all this tenure, he will go to hell. So he will join devil's party. So it is like that. So he signs all that, and then he enjoys all that, and in between he thinks of the Helen of Troy. There is a very, very beautiful lady called Helen of Troy. So he calls that Helen of Troy. So she comes out from the dead. So he exclaims, "Oh, is this the Helen of Troy? Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships?" So something like that he says. So he enjoys all these worldly things, and then ultimately when he dies, he has to go and join the devil. So that is a totally opposite situation which we find. But these are certain archetypal situations, as they call it. This is an archetypal situation. In the sense, archetype is a word, which is a useful word which you may note down. This Nachiketa, he is an archetypal character. He represents a particular character, a very well refined boy who is seeking Brahmagyana. Dr. Faustus is another archetype. He is also a human being. He is also a highly educated man. He is also a very refined man. And then he was on the right path. But in between, the devil comes and tempts him and wins him over and takes him to his side. And then Dr. Faustus is a tragedy, where that man ultimately he has to go and suffer in hell. So that is what is that Faustus story. So suddenly I was reminded of that Faustus story. So these are all just archetypal characters which we have to see. Then this Lord Yama, he is tempting. So this temptation is for all of us. This is Nachiketa, he represents all of us, as I said. Nachiketa is a representative of all of us. Like Nachiketa, we are also in the same position of Nachiketa, enjoying all worldly things and asking for all worldly things. So that is how we have to see. If the time is over, we will continue. Time is over? Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.